As we edge closer to the European Championships, the question on everybody's lips is, can England win Euro 2020? In this video, we're going to see just how far they can go in this summer's spectacular. Right, folks, back once again with another video. Today, it's all about Euro 2020 as we take a look at a nation's hopes of the tournament this summer. We'll see just how far they get, of course, in my eyes, when the tournament kicks off in June. We'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs, the patrons behind the scenes. Thank you for your continued support. I do appreciate that, guys. And of course, if you want to join yourselves, check out the links down below, patreon.com/. But today, it's all about England. That's right, boys and girls. After the end of this video, we hope to going to answer two questions. Can England win Euro 2020? And will England win Euro 2020? Well, let's first and foremost take a look at how England got to the old tournament this summer. They, of course, finished as champions of Group A. That's right, with only one blemish on their record, which was the loss to the Czech Republic. That's right, Group A winners, 21 points have a respectable 24, which goes to show that the Czechs are a decent nation. Of course, they're also in the Euros, and they're not there just to participate. They're going to be there to cause some problems. Of course, they managed to seal the deal on the 14th of November 2019. It's been a while. It's been a while for England to get back into the saddle. Of course, this will be their 10th championship as a whole. Of course, they've been their previous 9. Of course, first performance for them was back in 1968. They've been there in 1980, 88, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2012, and 2016, which, of course, was a bit of a rough one, wasn't it, 2016? So they're going to hope to have a better output than they did last time around. In fact, of course, their best ever European Championship was, of course, 1996, where they did finish as semi-finalists, of course, back in, of course, their home country, of course. But they football was coming home, but unfortunately it got stumbled in the semi-finals. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Gareth Southgate, the manager for England, was part of that setup back in the day. Of course, England these days are currently ranked 4th in the world. They were once ranked as high as 3rd back in August 2012. Their best player for me right here, right now, on paper, is Harry Kane. Of course, natural goal-scoring phenomenon. And England's best striker for a while. Of course, the past 20, 25 years, 30 years, there's only been 2 or 3 players of a similar standard. Of course, Wayne Rooney, of course, England's highest ever goal scorer. And of course, Alan Shearer back in the day. So, yeah, he follows in good footsteps, Harry Kane, and of course with him, if he starts the season or starts the tournament with a couple of goals, guess what? I think England have a good chance to go very far in this tournament. As you can see, the record here was a good one against, of course, some really sticky opposition. Bulgaria ain't no slouches, Montenegro ain't no easy pickings either, and of course Kosovo and the Czechs made a difficult group. But guess what? Again, England came out on top quite comfortably in the end. Well, how was their record compared to everybody else? Well, let's take a look at it then, shall we? Of course, as we review all the other teams, England actually finished 3rd out of the top nations out in the qualifying campaign, behind, of course, Belgium, and I believe the other one is, who was the other one? I can't remember. Was it Italy? I think it was Italy. Over the likes of course, Germany as well, better than with, of course, better goal difference, and of course, Spain and, of course, France in amongst others as well. So they'll fancy the chances when the tournament does kick off in June. Of course, when it does kick off in June, they'll be placed into Group D alongside, of course, their former qualifying opponents, of course, the Czech Republic. They'll also be paired up against, of course, a fellow British team, of course, Scotland, and of course, former World Cup or World Cup runners-up Croatia. And guess what? This is a very, very difficult group. It's not guaranteed that England will come out on top on this one, because you just don't know what Croatia will turn up. Will Scotland be stubborn, of course, and of course, both Scotland and England are representing the Euros in this tournament by being hosts to a point. And when I say that, what do I mean by that? But of course, England will have 3 group games being played in England. And of course Scotland will have 2 of their matches in Scotland, so chances for them to use the fans, if they're allowed in the stands, to their benefit. Of course, for England though, the key match for me, their must-win game, is of course Scotland. That's right, it will be again, if all fans are allowed in the stands, whether it is a minimal amount, there will be Scotland's fans in there. They don't have to travel far. In fact, they probably don't even have to travel at all, because of course there are a whole bunch of Scottish fans living in England and vice versa as well. So a chance to have a really good atmosphere at Wembley for this game between 2 home nations. Of course, we don't see it very often, and guess what, if Scotland were to pull the brakes on England and get something out of it, you know what, Scotland could also be in contention. We're getting out of this this group as a potential 3rd place team, because you know what, I think we'll review Scotland on its own, but for me, England have got it all. They've got a really good chance to go very, very far in this tournament, and this is a group that they should comfortably do very, very well in. Of course, Croatia again for them, opening day for them on the 13th of June is a big match for them, and if they can come out on top with a 2-0, 1-0 win, or just the 3 points, I think they'll find this group quite comfortable, and we could see them qualify early doors. However, if they trip up against Croatia in match day number 1, this game does become even more valuable to England as well, and there'll be pressure. There'll be pressure on Southgate. Of course, he's not the most charismatic of managers. He might be one for the ladies. I don't know. I don't even know if it is one for the ladies or not. But he's not. There are managers waiting for this opportunity, for this job to come up, and an Iceland could come around and bite England in the arse again. Could it be Could Scotland be the Iceland? Could this be another one of those scenarios where England have got all the talent, all the personnel to really go very, very far and have a nightmare in the group stages? On paper, they shouldn't. They know the Czechs. Even though they did lose to the Czechs in the qualifying campaign, they know a lot about these guys, so they should do their homework. And if they don't do their homework, then someone has to pay, and that will be the manager. That's right. And again, if it's kind of like the Dutch job, it's kind of like some other high-profile jobs. If England have a stuttered start in the World Cup qualifying campaigns, which are taking place prior to these the group kicking off in this summer, you know, Gareth Southgate may have a nightmare, and he may not end up being in control of England when the tournament comes around. But to be fair, I think he will be. But will he be there at the end of it? That's the question. Will Gareth Southgate be the man to not only lead England out of the Euros, but lead them on to Qatar in 2022? That's, of course, the big question. Anyway, regardless of all that, I do think England will have a good chance to go deep into this competition. But what about the bookies? What do they think? They think they'll be 100 to 1 on to qualify. I think that's quite generous in favour of England. I don't think it's that nailed on that they'll qualify, because Croatia are World Cup finalists. Czech Republic beat them quite comfortably, beat them on their travels as well. And of course, Scotland are, of course, an old rival, familiar foe, which of course, yeah, England will fancy the chances, and I think England will comfortably beat them, but you just don't know. What about England to win? I think they're up there. They're up there with one of the favourites, just 5 to 1 for them to win the trophy. Can England win it? Of course they can, but will they win it? That's the underlying question for me. They've got the ingredients, they've got the personnel. Again, though, it's kind of like the Belgians, really. They flatter to deceive. They peak a little bit too soon, and we'll probably see it here. They'll come through this group quite comfortably. They'll get landed a bit of an awkward tie in the quarterfinals or the knockouts, and then they'll tumble out. So will England win it? No, they will not win it. They will not win it. I've actually got them out going in the second round. Yes, indeed. It won't be it won't be an embarrassment. It will be against the big boy. I don't know if a big boy finishes in third or something, or England has a nightmare qualifying campaign one way. I can't really remember, but I think they might even play up against Germany in the second round. That's how I anticipate England's preparations for Euro 2020. But that's just why I think. I hope that they do well. I really do. But at the end of the day, you've got to ask yourself this. I know you, especially if you're an English fan, an English person and all. Of course, you want England to win Euro 2020. But if Gareth Southgate wins as manager Euro 2020, guess what? His name is going to be pinned to England for forever. He will be an icon. There'll be statues. Gareth Southgate will get a statue. Bloody Nora, you know, he will be going to Qatar 2022. I'm not saying you don't want that, but is he the man? You know, I'd love to see England win it. I really do. But I just don't think I just think you're lacking something, and the something is in the dugout. Anyway, that's that. Enough about that. There you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. If you agree or disagree, let me know your opinions out in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, check out the description. I've got links to my other social media platforms. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitch, and I'm even on Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. Again, we'll be covering the tournament extensively over the summer. Of course, we've got watch-alongs, previews, predictions, of course, all of that stuff, and many, many more. So make sure you, of course, smash your subscribe. And while you're at it, give the video a big old fat thumbs up. Again, I'll see you all very soon for another one tomorrow. Until then, well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. Of course, we'll have exclusive coverage for Euro 2020 over on the channel. Of course, we'll have match previews, match reviews, of course, watch-alongs and all kinds of stuff, including predictions as well. No. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. If you agree or disagree, let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, check out the description. I'm on Twitter, Twitch. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. Of course, if you agree or disagree, let me know your opinions out in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, make sure you check out the description. I've got links to my other social media platforms are on there. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, on Twitch as well. And if you want to check me out at Patreon, you can check that out as well. Also, exclusive and extensive coverage of Euro 2020 this summer on the channel. We'll have, of course, previews. We'll have predictions, of course, watch-alongs as well. And, of course, we might even get a reappearance of Cass, the predicting cat, the real cat, not DigiCass. But, of course, lots of stuff on the channel. So make sure you give the video a big old fat thumbs up while you're at it, and of course make sure you smash the subscribe. Until then, I'll see you all very soon for another one. Until then, I'm out.